Hi, hello. My name is Julian Greystoke. I'm an author, and I'm here to ruin your dreams. So the idea for this video came about the other day when I was talking to my daughter, and she mentioned that she knew someone who thought they might like to publish a book. And that person had no idea what they were doing. Like, this was really the first time they'd ever thought about this, considered this. So my daughter asked if I could answer a few simple questions, and I did. And I think I ruined the other person's hopes and dreams. I never heard anything more about it. So I figured, why not take this on the road and ruin everyone's hopes and dreams with the realities of being an author? Oh, that sounds fun. Probably should just wear these horns the whole time to prove my evil. See how long I can keep these on before I give myself a headache. So this video is kind of for people who are not necessarily already in the author sphere, although I think you can enjoy it if you are. Enjoy is a strong word. I think maybe you can learn something from it if you are. But of course, keep in mind that I am not the arbiter of all things writerly. So just because these are things that I've seen and I've experienced doesn't mean that they're going to be the only way that you can see and experience this world. This just means that these are definitely probably the most common things that you will experience. And in general, I find it a good idea not to think that you're going to be the exception to the rule, because if you start thinking that, then it's going to be really painful when you find out that you aren't. Generally on my channel, I try to keep it very encouraging because I do want people to follow their dreams. My dream is to be an author. I would never want somebody to tell me that I shouldn't follow that dream. So I will never tell you to give up or stop trying. I just want to also share some of the realities of being an author. If you want to know where I am at on my writing journey, I have 2 self-published books as of the filming of this, but there will hopefully be another coming out later this year or early next year. I also have a lot of writing experience under my belt with multiple projects that just are either in the wings or on the back burner, or I have 2 books that I'm sort of querying right now because I want to be a hybrid author, that is someone who is self-published and traditionally published. I have a lot of irons in the fire, and so it behooves me to pay a lot of attention to the author world and try to learn as much as I can about it. So you have an idea for a book, or you've even written a book. Now what? That depends a lot on you, of course. If you're happy just to have written it and you just want to be a hobbyist, that's a perfectly fine thing to do. Writing is just like any other form of art. You can make it and share it, or you can make it and never share it. But let's say you are going forward into publishing, what's the first thing you're going to want to do? Well, you're going to want to edit it, and you're going to want to get lots of critique. So this may seem obvious, but the key to being a writer is you gotta write it, you gotta edit it, and you gotta get it critiqued. You should ask other people, other writers, also readers, to critique your work. And that can be really scary. I think I have a few videos on this channel about critique. Yeah, I do. I have at least one that's like how to take and receive critique. So go check that out. But those are the steps. Some people think that they can skip some of or most of those steps. And that you can't. The next step is to figure out which type of publishing you want, provided you want to publish it. Do you want to go traditional, or do you want to self-publish, go the indie route?
Both is good.
As you might expect from somebody who wants to do both themselves, I think that both ways are perfectly viable. You're going to find a lot of authors out there who tell you that one is superior to the other, but they're not. Neither is superior. They both have benefits and downsides for you to consider for your books. Both of them are going to be time-consuming. Both of them are going to take a lot of effort on your part. It's just different effort. This video is not really going to go in depth about the pros and cons of traditional or self-publishing, and researching which type of publishing you want to do is one of the things that you can expect to be doing as you finish your book. The next thing I have on here is actually one of the first questions that poor individual asked me, which is, will you be able to quit your day job? Probably not. I'm going to be completely honest with you, probably not. No matter which form of publishing you go with, do not become an author thinking that this is going to be your big break and this is how you're going to make all your money. You're probably looking at the big names, the big popular names who have all the money right now. You know, your J.K. Rowlings, your Stephen Kings, your Sarah J. Maas's. And you're going, whoa, that could be me. But just like step back for a second and look at the thousands and thousands and thousands of authors who are not that. So if you're going into writing for the sole reason that you think it's going to make you a lot of money and you think you're going to be able to quit your day job, it's probably not going to happen. Now, if you have been on AuthorTube for a while, you might be going, but what about these authors that I've heard of who I know don't have a day job and they're, just writing books, but look at the world around them. They probably have some other source of income. Either they have money from their family, or they have money from a spouse, or they have a side hustle that you don't know about. They're almost certainly not making enough money for them to live only on their books. And that does go for traditionally published authors as well. There's a very real chance that no matter which route you go, you're not going to be able to quit your day job. These are just the harsh realities here. I don't feel happy telling you that. I don't feel happy knowing that myself. What are some other skills that you need to look into getting for yourself or paying for? A lot of this comes down to the self-publishing side of things, but not all of it necessarily. Like editing. You want your book to be as edited and clean as possible when you send it to agents. Some agents even specify that they want your book to have been professionally line edited. They're not interested in reading a shit ton of typos. So being able to really edit yourself or hiring an editor are going to be your friends for that. But some other things that you might need to get good at or pay someone for, especially if you are self-publishing, is formatting, cover art, and marketing/author platform. Now the good news is, while all of that might seem cost prohibitive and scary, I do know a lot of authors who barter for those things. So let's say you're not good at cover art, but you can't afford it, but you are good at line editing. Maybe find somebody else you can trade line edits with for them to do your cover. Or look for it as an excuse to grow and learn and get a new skill, if you have time. All of this is also very time consuming, just be prepared for that. I also see this a lot in the author world. People who write one thing, put all their hopes into one basket, and then when that thing doesn't get picked up by agents, they're completely devastated and just quit. And I highly, highly recommend that you write more than one thing. Don't put all your hopes onto that one great book idea that you think is the best and you will never have another greater idea, because trust me, you will have other cool ideas and you will grow and you will learn as an author through all of those things. I already have a video up that you can check out about why I don't think that you should publish your first ever work, and I stand by that, even though I do understand that that is my opinion, and so other people might disagree with me, and that's fine. But I do encourage you, like I said, don't put all your hopes in one place, because that book might not work out. You have to be ready to write a lot of things, and that can seem daunting and disappointing, but once you get into it and once you get into the groove, especially if writing is really something that you love and enjoy, the process becomes a joy in and of itself. And finally, how long does all of this take? It varies, but obviously you have to write the book, and that can take people anywhere from months to years to half a lifetime. It really is all dependent on you and how quickly you write. It can feel very daunting if you spend years and years on a book only to find out that it probably isn't going to be the one that gets picked up, which is why, again, I encourage you to write more things. But after you've written the thing and you've got it as polished as you think you can, and you're ready to either self-publish it or traditionally publish it, how long can you expect that to take? Well, traditional publishing takes an extremely long time, an unreasonably long time, because first you have to query, and that can take literal years. Then your book has to go on submission, can take literal years, and then you have to go through all of the process of getting it published with the publisher, which can also take quite a long time. So if you're looking to traditionally publish, you gotta be ready to be in it for the long haul. This is not a quick, easy, money scheme, even a little bit. Self-publishing can go a bit faster because it's all on you, so it's how fast can you move. But again, because everything's all on you, you might end up moving slower or faster, it just depends. Because you have a lot of things to wrangle, like covers and edits and all of that stuff. So there you go, that was Julian's So You Want to Be a Writer. These are just some things that you might hit up against and realize, you know what, maybe writing isn't for me. You know what, that just doesn't sound like a good time. I'm just gonna stay being a hobbyist, or maybe another form of art is something I like better, and that's okay. If you want to be a published author, you have to be resilient as fuck. determined as fuck, and creative as fuck. And if you can do those things, I think you can make it. But remember that first one, resilient as fuck, because it's going to take a long time and it's going to kind of be painful sometimes. Thanks for watching, guys. Those of you who stuck through it, I stuck with the horns just for you, for the evil that I am. I hope I have crushed all of your hopes and dreams into a fine powder. As I mentioned, I do have 2 self-published books. They are Phoenix and The Wolf and the Hawk. The Wolf and the Hawk is the more recent one. It's a fantasy romance, the sequel to which will hopefully be out later this year, as I said. But you can buy either of them right now over on Amazon, so go check them out if that interests you. I also have a lot of work on my Wattpad that you can read for friggin' free. And if you like what you saw here for some reason, after I've just pounded all of your dreams into a fine mist, you can support me over on Patreon, where your donations go towards helping me self-publish my books. Remember that whole money thing we talked about and how I'm not making money off of the books? Yeah. Patrons help me do cool things. Plus they get all kinds of awesome rewards, so consider becoming a patron. Also consider wandering around this channel. I have a ton of writing and bookish videos here, so go check them out. And I will see all of you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Mwah, bye, good luck out there. It's the patron shout out. I'm sorry I just got that stuck in your head, but there's nothing you can do about it now. Might as well just enjoy some patrons, like Steve, Kit, Hidden Glade, Persephone, Light Julie, OS, Anna, Belle, Anne-Sophie, Callison, Ray, Artemis, Shelby, Zaire, Jesper, Irene, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, Lisa, Sarah, and Lennox. I'm sorry about the song. Not really. But I'm definitely not sorry about how cool my patrons are. Hey, I'm not giving up today. There's nothing getting in my way. And if you knock me over, I will get back up again. Oh, if something goes a little wrong, well, you can go ahead and bring it on. 'Cause if you knock me over, I will get back up again.